Hello fellow collectors and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we're taking a look at the DX Shiny Breaker from Mashin Sentai Kiramager. And as you can probably guess, this is the primary weapon of Kirame Silver, which is why he's featured very prominently here on the side of the packaging. So it's got two modes. It's got a driller mode, and then it's got this what it's calling hyper arm mode. Basically it's a jackhammer that also has a grabby claw functionality. So there's that. Taking a look at the top, again, just shows the two modes. Down here, not really telling you much, although I think it's kind of funny that this one has watch batteries included, whereas the changer I would have expected to have watch batteries, and I would have expected this to need AAA batteries, and it's reversed, so kind of weird. In any case, here is a nice picture of Silver on the side. Over here, kind of some cool artwork where it shows you all 6 of the Kiramagers. Very colorful, very fun. Silver's got a bigger wedge than everybody else, I guess because this is his weapon. And then it just shows the different functionality. Of course, there's a button on top to press. There's a trigger button. It looks like he shoots a beam out of the drill. Got the grabber claw thing going. So, of course, we'll check all that out. I like this group shot down here. It's very cool. So, that's going to do it for this. We'll get out of the box, and we'll take a closer look. So, here is the DX Shiny Breaker. And, I mean, it looks kind of neat. I like the color scheme. You have a nice bright orange. You have the translucent blue effects. You have some black and gray pieces all in all. Looks kind of cool. You do have this trigger here. It's one of those kind of toys where it's got like a, I don't even know what you would call that. Like a revving gimmick inside. There's a gear that cranks. So that's kind of neat. You do just pull the tab out of here. The watch batteries are already included underneath here. If you would ever need to change them, you just push that in, slide it back, pop them out. You do have the drill piece, which is a very soft, rubbery plastic. As you can see, mine's already kind of bent in the packaging. But it's a very, very soft plastic there. These kind of grippy things are a little bit softer. These are definitely harder than this is. I'm assuming because it comes to a point and it's safety regulations and whatnot, but these are also a little bit softer, but not as soft as this. So you do have that kind of gear piece inside. You do have an on and off switch right here, speakers right here. So Shiny Breaker. Now that gear thing is accompanied by another noise. Kind of a drilling sound effect. If you hit the button, I have no idea what it's saying. I went through the directions. It's not an English phrase. The music is cool though. So it has 2 different phrases there. Press the button once, pull the trigger. First phrase, hit the button again, pull the trigger, second phrase. So that's pretty much it for that. Now if you pull this back, this handle over here, it will switch to the grabber claw mode. And you actually have to attach this piece, this whole black piece here. There's a small plastic, like sloped pieces that you push in, and then this clips in, and then you'll hear it snap, and it's in place. So I don't know how I'm going to ever take that off if I want to put it back in the box, but that's going to be a future problem that I'm not going to worry about today. So you have the grabber claws here. You can see it increases the length of the weapon slightly, but still overall pretty short. But you can kind of hold it like this if you want to pretend it's like a gun at that point, I guess. So, if you hit the trigger here, you can hear, you get a different sound. Still hear the same gear sound inside, but then you get a different sound effect to accompany it. And you can see that the drill piece retracts about halfway inside for the grabber claw. Now you can kind of keep doing variations of, you know, grabbing that, like if you want to reach out and grab something, you could do that. If you hit the button at this point, you'll notice that doesn't set it off. What you actually have to do is pump it closed and pump it open again. So there you go. So if you hit the button this time, you actually have to close it and open it again to get the sound effect to go off. This does not actually trigger it like it does in the drill mode. So, but yeah, otherwise you can just kind of open it and close it as many times as you want. You can hear their sound effects that go along with the opening and the closing. That's pretty much it. So you have about 3 attack sounds, 2 in the drill mode, 1 in the pincer mode, and then you have a handful of sound effects for changing from one to the other. You have the drill sound effects with the trigger in both modes. So I mean, you have a decent amount of sound effects. I don't know. I don't know how great any of them are. They're okay. But again, I think this is very much like the changer. You know, a kid might enjoy this. A collector is going to play with this for 5 minutes and then be bored of it. I mean, there's really not a ton going on with this thing on its own. Can I get it to stand? No, it doesn't want to. So at the end of the day, this thing's alright, but I think it's something collectors are probably going to want to pass on. It just doesn't do a whole lot. I mean, it looks neat, and the sound effects you do get aren't bad, but at the end of the day, it doesn't have a lot of long-lasting appeal, in my opinion. You know, with Mecha, you can display them different ways. They're fun to pick up and transform every so often. This is something that you're going to pick up, tinker with it for 5 minutes, get a couple sounds out of it, and then put it down and probably never look at it again. I think a lot of the roleplay items, the changers this year, are going to be heavily discounted towards the end of the show, or even right as the show ends, as we're moving into the next year. They're going to quote-unquote shelf warm, if that's a thing for online websites. But yeah, I don't know. I just don't think collectors are going to have a ton to get out of this one. But if you wanted to pick it up later down the road, when maybe it's half price or just cheap in general, you know, I don't think it's necessarily a bad piece. I just think it's not going to have a lot of long-lasting appeal for collectors. It's obviously a roleplay toy meant for small children, which of course makes sense. That's obviously Sentai's target audience. But as a collector, I don't think there's much to get out of this one. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. But as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video.